What's up, and welcome to another episode of Gizmo Slip Tech. Today we're talking about the new Acer Nitro 16 and 18 AI. They have identical specs, well, except of course for the 16-inch display versus the 18-inch display, and a slightly higher price tag, 100 euros more for the 18-inch versus the 16-inch. So other than that, the ports are the same. The thermal envelope is supposedly the same. Up to 115 watts to the RTX 5060, 5070, or 5070 Ti. And the 5060 version, along with a full HD display, is going to cost you $13.99 for the 16 and €14.99 for the 18. I don't know what the USA pricing will be, but it should be pretty similar, maybe a little bit more or less, all depending on how the tariffs end up shaking down in the United States. Overall, for usability, for functionality, and for pricing, these are going to be some excellent mid-range and entry-level laptops for the 16-inch and 18-inch specs. You've got 4-zone RGB keyboard on here, membrane, with full-size number pad, which is really, really great. And you've got liquid metal on the CPU as well. Now, let's talk specs. You're talking about an AMD Ryzen AI 9 365 CPU with 10 cores, 20 threads. That's going to be enough for the vast majority of games and to do a lot of entry-level multimedia work. Now, on the QHD version of the display, you get a 16 by 10, 2560 by 1600 QHD Plus display with 100% DCI-P3 color gamut. And that's on the 16 or 18 inch. And of course, you can also go down to a full HD 1920 by 1200 display. These have vector heat pipes in them with 2 fans and quad exhaust. So that's exhaust on the left, right, and the 2 on the rear. Up to 32 gigs of DDR5 5600 memory. Of course, you can upgrade that beyond 32 gigs if you want at a later time. Comes with up to a 2 terabyte SSD. Let's talk ports. On the right side, we have 2 USB-A 3.2s, our fan exhaust, Kensington lock port. On the rear, we have our 230 watt power adapter, HDMI 2.1, USB 4, as well as a USB 3.2 display port. On the left side, we have another fan exhaust, an Ethernet port, a USB-A 3.2, a micro SD card slot, and a 2-in-1 headset combo port. Now, another downside to these laptops is going to be a plastic trackpad on these laptops rather than a glass trackpad. Now, the 18-inch trackpad is also going to be a little bit larger, which is going to be nice for those of you with big hands and you want to take advantage of all those multi-finger gestures in Windows 11. Now, these laptops do come with G-Sync and Advanced Optimus, so you can quick switch between the integrated GPU and the NVIDIA GPU without having to reboot your machine. Overall, these laptops seem like a great overall bargain. The main downside in terms of performance, I think, is the 5070 Ti does not go to the full 140 watts that it could go to for full performance. Only reaching 115 watts is going to be good enough for the 5060 and 5070, I think, to be basically full performance GPUs, where the 5070 Ti is going to have a little bit reduced performance compared to a full-fledged 140 watt GPU. At least that's what Acer tells me right now, but it also could be a mistake. Assuming it's the same thermals on all 3 versions of the GPU, then yeah, it might be 115 watts on all 3, but I hope the 5070 Ti version will actually come with more wattage, giving you the full performance, but we need to actually review it and test the final production versions to see what the true TDP on these laptops are, of course. All that to say, especially at the introductory price point of $14.99 for an 18-inch laptop, that seems like a good overall bargain, especially for starting retail pricing. Now, if you were to get this at a discount on sale for Black Friday, you might get this as low as for $1,100 or $1,200 for an 18-inch laptop. That sounds like an insane bargain. We don't know what of course, I'm just speculating on pricing, but I mean, there's very, very few 18-inch laptops that are even in the $1,500 price segment. So this should be around that. We'll have to see what the final pricing is for USA. But I'm excited because this is a great entry-level laptop for those of you that are, trying to get a good laptop on a budget. So that's an overview of the Acer Predator 16 and 18. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Brandon out.